Please have mercy on me. Hold on, y'all. Let me make a poll. Did you tell me something you learned this week? And give the video a like. Yes, sir, ski. How you spell yes, sir, ski? Yepers. Here. And I'll do it now. Okay. Please have mercy on me. Let's see if I got any funny green screens. Oh, you can't even see it. It's too big of a picture. Ah! Please have mercy on me. All right, I give up. I got no funny green screens today. Sorry, guys. I was gonna say something and I forgot, so clearly it wasn't that important. I'll wait for some people to pop up. Pop up on me. I got my laptop next to me today, so if y'all are too boring, I'll be surfing the web. My Norton protection has expired. Can't do it without protection. We can't go raw. Is it worth the virus? Is it worth the virus? Please have mercy on me. Please have mercy on me. I'm living in this world with trouble all around. Pablo Escobar. Escobar or Escobar? Hi, how are you doing? Inara Animation, how are you doing too? Hello. I'm living in this world with trouble all around. What's my workout routine? It depends on the day. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. That's my profession. And I lift weights and I box too, so my workouts are kind of all over the place. It just depends on what I'm preparing for. You're from Indonesia? That's cool. I'm from Texas. Subabin said hi, what's up? AR, what's your workout routine? Please have mercy on me. Please have mercy on me. Hey, yo, what's up, Alex? How you doing, bro? How have I been? I've been pretty dandy. I've been doing great. My first day on the job is tomorrow, and technically, it won't even be my first day on the job. It's a bunch of onboarding stuff, so really, Tuesday is our first day. Friday was my last day of my old job. Please have mercy on me. Hi, lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, lolly, lolly. Boom, boom, boom. I hate when I can't find songs. Worst thing is when you have a song in your head and you can't think of any of the lyrics, bro. Gonna be working with adults now. Yeah, I'm just back to doing strength and conditioning in person. So like the last basically since I came back from Colombia, I've just been coaching youth sports. Um because for one, there wasn't a lot of job openings in this area, and for two, I was obviously like getting back on my feet after the injury and the surgery. So I was like, oh, okay, I could be a youth sports coach and I won't have to do as much with little kids, you know? But now I'm back to normal. I'm back feeling strong. I'm back feeling athletic and stuff. It's just that, like, with adults, like, a lot of times they want you to demonstrate stuff. I can just tell a kid, hey, do this. Or I can grab a kid and make him demonstrate. But a lot of times, at least men, I should say, men want to see you do it. They're like, oh, well, why don't you just show me since it's so easy? Can you do it? Can you do it? And I'm like, yes, I can do it, bro. So I didn't want to be in that compromised position. Technically, you don't have to be able to do stuff to be a coach, but I like to be the coach that can do it. Maybe I'll give up on that when I'm 60 or something, but you want a lollipop, American Bully Evelyn? Is your name American Bully because you're a pit bull that's using a YouTube account, or do you just like pit bulls? Because if you're a pit bull that's using a YouTube account, I'm very impressed. I've never seen a dog have a YouTube channel before. And if you're using a phone, I'm more impressed because how is a dog paw operating the phone? You like pit bulls? What do you think when people say it's a dangerous breed and blah, 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 get them off the streets and don't trust people that have pit bulls? What do you think when you hear this stuff? Where's Lollipop hiding? Are you a kid? How old are you? You love dogs. That's good. It's very nice. They're pure souls. I agree. Can agree with that. You're 32. I'm 33. I just turned 33 not that long ago. Oh, see, I knew you were gonna ask that. I turned 33 in April. Wait, did I? Or did I turn 32? No, no, no. I turned 33. So I'm 33 now. Yeah, 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 yeah. After like 30, I really stopped counting. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, lolly, lolly. Boom, boom, boom. There's some extra features on the side of my YouTube, and I'm scared to click them. Cause what if it like shuts the video off or something? How big is my lollipop? Please just tell me. What are you talking about? Please have mercy on me. 1 second. I need to take a sip of my drink. Okay, that was like 3 sips. That was like 6 sips. American Bully Evelyn. This is a wholesome, not weird chat. So we're not gonna talk like that in here. Okay, let's see what I want to look up. I used to read the This Week in Science, so that's what I'm gonna look up right now. This Week in Science. No, you can't see my abs. I mean, unless you like go find them on my Instagram or something, but I'm definitely not about to pull up my shirt on a YouTube stream. There was a site that I used to go to get the This Week in Science. Is it Science Alert? No, I'm not giving you my number either. I'm married. My wife's probably watching the stream downstairs. And if she's not, she has good ears. She'll kill you. You like this, bro? I got some other ones too. I got a Guns N' Roses shirt right here. What's my other one? Metallica. I got a Metallica shirt. I always get the weirdos. It's you know, a little bit of everything. Oh, it is Science Alert. And bro, I didn't forget about you. I just have been extremely busy. And so I'm like, there's no point in booking the thing if I'm gonna be like, oh, I need to cancel on you, bro. I hate doing that to people. So I started a new job tomorrow. After I like really know my schedule, I'll hit you up. All right, let's go to sciencealert.com. Christopher Columbus is the first article on Science Alert. What could Christopher Columbus be doing on This Week in Science? I gotta go find that article. It disappeared, but I gotta read that. DNA reveals surprising twist about Christopher Columbus. Y'all know that wasn't his real name, right? You know what's crazy? I literally thought that was his name until I learned Spanish. And then I thought his Spanish name was his real name. And then I was reading and I read that they did the same thing that we did and they changed his Italian name to Spanish to make it more, easy to pronounce. And so I'm like, what? This whole time I've been thinking this dude's name is Christopher. I always thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, some dude in Italy in like the fucking 1400s was named Christopher, but I should have known. I had an idea. I had a hunch when I was a kid that wasn't his real name, but I just didn't know enough. I was like, all right, if you say Christopher Columbus, that sounds like a real name. You know when some names just don't sound correct? like no racism, but like when someone from another country's like, "My name's John," and I'm like, "Bro, what's your real name?" Like, no disrespect. All right, now let me actually read what this is. Blah blah blah. Mid 40s, Christopher Columbus ordained in writing that his estate in Italian port city of Genoa would be maintained for his family. Don't care. Oh, this is actually crazy. All right, this is worthy of being This Week in Science. Check this out. A decades long investigation led by forensic scientist Jose Antonio from the University of Granada in Spain came out in support of claims that Christopher Columbus was not actually Italian and was actually born somewhere in Spain to parents of Jewish ancestry. That's crazy. Ah, damn, but this says it wasn't peer reviewed and the documentary never shows Columbus DNA. And as scientists, we don't know what analysis was undertaken. Yeah, that's really weird to just be like, hey, we have this claim, but we don't want to show you the evidence. Jews exiled from Spain at the end of the 15th century, just as Columbus was making his landmark voyage and seeking asylum. Hmm. I mean, this is interesting, regardless. Columbus's son Ferdinand and brother Diego have DNA compatible with, I don't even know how to say this, Sephardic Jewish heritage. I think DNA testing and just DNA stuff is incredible, by the way. Like, I did Ancestry.com. I tested my DNA. This was years ago, by the way. But at the time when I did it, no one in my family had done it yet. I was the very first one because I'm like that. I be exploring and shit. Check this out. My dad's family is from Louisiana. My dad's half of the family. So I've been going to Louisiana every year since I was a little kid, whatever. We're Creole. My mom's side of the family is from Texas. I do the DNA test. Instantly, whenever it comes back, it's like your DNA is split between Creole ancestry and the Louisiana ish region and the Texas Oklahoma region. And I was like, how does it know that, bro? How does it know that? That's crazy. Like I said, that was before any of my other family members gave their DNA. I was the pioneer, bro. How did they know that from my DNA? I was expecting them to be like dead wrong and that shit say like Indiana or something. Or it would be less, I think it would be less incredible if they just like said like, "Oh, you came from West Africa, like you're of Nigerian heritage or something like that," right? But the fact that they knew where my family was split up between in the United States and nobody gave them DNA besides me. How did they know that? Sorry, I'm sick at the moment. What did your test say? Okay, wait. What was the last thing you heard? Or what did you hear so I can just give you the info that you need? Oh, you didn't hear anything? Okay, well, I just read an article. I don't know if you heard. I read an article that said that they tested Christopher Columbus's DNA, and they said that he's not really Italian and that he was born in Spain. Whatever. After that, I said it's incredible how the DNA testing works because I did Ancestry.com, and I was the first person in my family to do it. So they didn't have any stories from anyone else or anything like that. And my dad's family is Creole in Louisiana, and my mom's family is from Texas. Instantly, when I got the results back, Ancestry said like your DNA profile is half Creole, half Texan, and it was like these African enslaved people came from here and settled in the Oklahoma, Texas region. These people came here and mixed with the French and became Creole. And I was like, how the fuck do they know that? Like, how does my DNA tell that story? I'm legit, I was confused and I'm still kind of like, how's that possible? Like, how do you know that? Like, how did they get it so accurate and not fuck it up and say, like, oh, you're Mississippi, whatever. You know what I mean? Because like you would think they wouldn't be able to narrow it down to states. Like that's kind of crazy. Jackson 3, what's up, bro? Help with what? What you need help with? Help. Which African did I get? I would have to look at it. You know what? Hold on. Let me go on my phone real fast. So it was like 45% Cameroon Bantu people, and then like 29% Benin and Togo, and then the rest was all European shit. That surprised me too. I'm like, God damn, bro, I had this much white in me. That's crazy. Should you subscribe to me? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to tell you to subscribe to me and disappoint you, bro. Only you can make that decision. Only you can prevent forest fires. What do you like to watch on YouTube, bro? If you tell me what you like to watch on YouTube, I'll tell you if it's worth subscribing to me. So we can save you some time. Save you some time. You just subscribed to me? You did not follow the instructions, brother. You did not follow the instructions. Now, what if you watch my videos and you like, man, it's some BS, bro. This is a load of barnacles. All right, now that I'm off of Christopher Columbus, let's look at some other stuff this week in science. All right, I'm going to give y'all the option. Should I click on tech, health, humans, or society? Your options are tech, health, humans, or society. You're doing baseball? How old are you, man? You binged your check-in? I saw that dude one time, not in real life. I saw him pop up on my YouTube when I lived in Colombia. Because I think he had maybe just gone to Cali, like right before I got there, or maybe at the same time I was there. And I'm just not a social butterfly like that. Like when I meet people, I've never met nobody and like didn't click with them. I'm very good with people, right? But I don't have the desire to be friendly. So it would be hard to get me in person to meet me. But if you met me, you'll be like, oh, this is a cool dude. He's very friendly. But I probably would cap on you like 4 times before we ever linked up. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw him on YouTube one time and I thought about reaching out, but I was like, yeah, nah, fuck that, bro. That's not even my style. But if I ran into him, I would have talked to him. Tech? All right, I click on tech and I pick a good article. Rolando, what's up, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. A revolutionary new algorithm picks your biological age from a photo. That's one article. Neuralink patient makes YouTube video with brain implant. That's another one. So we got 2. Keep those in mind. I'm gonna read 2 more and we'll pick one. Uh, a strange phrase keeps turning up in scientific papers, but why? And mm, a chatbot has passed a critical test for human-like intelligence. Now what? Oh damn! And there's another one. A tiny piece of mouse brain has finally been mapped in mind-blowing detail. So, with all the ones that y'all just heard, which one sounds interesting enough to click on? Ooh, strange phrase sounds cool. All right, let me go to that one. Which one was that? Oh yeah, strange phrase keeps turning up in scientific papers. Let's see what the strange phrase is. I'm gonna guess before I read it that motherfuckers is using Chat GPT and it keeps giving them some bullshit and they keep typing it in. But that's my guess. Let's see. Earlier this year, scientists discovered a peculiar term appearing in published papers: vegetative electron microscopy. Microscopy. This phrase, which sounds technical but is actually nonsense, has become a digital fossil, an error preserved and reinforced in artificial intelligence. Hey, I was halfway correct. It is AI. Preserved and reinforced in artificial intelligence systems that is nearly impossible to remove from our knowledge repositories. Like biological fossils trapped in rock, these digital artifacts may become permanent fixtures in our information ecosystem. The case of this phrase offers a troubling glimpse into how AI systems can perpetuate and amplify errors throughout our collective knowledge. A bad scan and an error in translation. I would like to know what the error is. The digitizing process erroneously combined vegetator from one column of text with electron from another. As a result, the phantom term was created. Can you be a moderator? No. Why you want to be a moderator? And you never even told me how old you are. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to figure out like what phase of baseball you're in. Oh, so in Farsi, the words for vegetative and scanning differ by only a single dot. So it's supposed to say scanning electron and it says vegetative electron because of the translation error that the AI made. And it's just been amplifying it and reproducing it over and over and over again. That's actually pretty crazy. You're 10. What are you doing on YouTube at 9:30 p.m. on a Sunday, bro? It's time to go to bed. Des Moines Little League in Iowa. You're an all-star. That's dope, man. I hope you make it very far. I hope you make it to the MLB. Most important thing, practice, practice, practice. Intentional practice, though. I coached a 10U team this year, and them little kids, they were not listening, bro. They were not practicing. You gotta want to get better. You gotta ask yourself, what can you do better? Going back to this strange phrase and translation error, people keep saying that AI is gonna replace translators, and I feel like that's like the one thing that can't be replaced because translators and interpreters, you have to keep up with the evolution of the language, and I feel like AI can't do that. Like the only like you have to have a human to change the standard for the AI to keep up with it. You get what I'm saying? Like let's just go back in time before the word gay meant what it meant. You know what I mean? Gay used to be happy. Well, I'm gay all the time. And at some point in time, gay is only homosexual. But in that transition period, if there was artificial intelligence, it wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have known which one you're referring to, or it would just wouldn't have known the second definition. So it would have to be a human being to be like, oh, this is that. Um, you see that a lot actually in Twitter translations, because Twitter has a translate feature, and it's almost always wrong on Spanish cuss words. Just because Spanish cuss words are, they're always a, they're always an alternate word. You know what I mean? Like coño, like coño means what it means, but it's also an expletive on top of that. Whereas like, I guess the English cuss words are the same, but since AI is like based on English, it doesn't mess it up as much. But in other languages, it's real bad, like really, really bad. And I think the further the language is away from English, is probably, I imagine, it's the worse. The worse it is. You just have to feed it the information, though. It'll know soon enough. But that's kind of my point, though. Obviously, like, standard language doesn't change that much. So the AI gets that fairly simply. But it's the vulgar language. That stuff changes on a daily basis. Yeah, you should go to bed, Jackson. Have a nice night. Yeah, vulgar and slang stuff changes like on a monthly basis, bro. The computer will never be able to keep up with it. I mean, you could also argue that those changes won't affect translations too much because really, like, it's usually teenagers making those changes and then it travels upstream. But still, you know, I just think, like I said, from the translations I've seen artificial intelligence do, shit's trash. Now, obviously, it is improving because I remember at one point in time, like it was common to say, like, "Oh, don't trust Google Translate." But I'm like, bro, Google Translate is actually pretty good now. Like, it's pretty good. It You will mess it up if you type in the stuff separately, but if you type it in as a full sentence, you'll probably get a correct response, unless it's like hella slang. AI doesn't necessarily know how to evaluate info in order to give responses. Remember the time I told you I got into an argument with ChatGPT about Martin Luther? I got it to rethink and admit his first answer was wrong. Oh yeah, I've done that like 100 times, bro. And that's actually like a common thing on Twitter too, because there's like I don't know what it's called, Grok or whatever. I don't know. I think Elon Musk made it, and people like trip that shit up every day. Like they just troll it because the thing can't watch videos, it can't listen to audio, so it just gathers information based on the responses that people make to the video. Here's the problem with that. Elon Musk has monetized accounts on Twitter. So they intentionally rage bait people and provide misinformation to the original post just to piss people off to get a response so that they can make more money. Now, the AI is evaluating those responses because it can't watch the video. So like someone posts a video of like the Matrix and people are replying in the comments like, I love Step Brothers, my favorite movie, just because they want to piss people off. Someone said, this isn't Step Brothers. The AI reads all these responses. So you ask Grok, hey, what's the name of this movie? And it goes, this is the 2008 movie Step Brothers with Will Ferrell. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, what are you talking about? And then you say, no, it's not. You got it wrong. And it says, oh, sorry, I can't watch videos. I'm just giving a response based on this. Like, it can acknowledge that it doesn't know what the fuck it's talking about, but it doesn't know how to actually figure it out because it's AI. And I think I still have screenshots in my phone. This is also when ChatGPT like first started, but ChatGPT was like I basically broke that shit, bro. Because it kept saying like thank you and I'm happy to hear that and stuff like that. And I'll be like, you can't be happy. You're a robot. And it'll be like, that's true. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this. Thank you for correcting me. And I'm like, you can't be thankful. You're a robot. And it's like, and I just kept doing that for every response it had. And I just like broke that shit. It was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, they're definitely gonna kill me first when they take over the world. It's cool though. I'm ready. But yeah, I mean, essentially, ooh, paralyzed man controls a robotic arm with the power of his mind. Uh, the AI can only be as smart as us. I'm not sure that it can be smarter than us, but I don't know. My heart rate monitor just said I should go to bed by 10:28 p.m. That's insane. That's bro, my YouTube just like dropped me out of the stream. It was the craziest thing ever. And I thought I was gonna like remember a couple weeks ago, I don't know if y'all were here, but they like logged me out and I couldn't get back in. I thought that was gonna happen again, but it actually let me back in this time. Rob, what's up, dog? I wonder why it dropped me out of the stream though. That was so weird. You're not chilling, you're driving, bro. I suppose it can only be as smart as the collective of us, but it can for sure be smarter than individuals. I don't know if I would consider it smart though. It just has like a reservoir of information, you know what I mean? I guess I guess it depends on how you define being smart or intelligence, right? If you can't correct yourself, I don't actually consider you that smart. Like if you can't self-correct, I should say. I know that's probably not other people's definition of smart or intelligent, but I think about like athletes. Like you can be a really gifted athlete, but then if I figure you out and you can't perform anymore, you're not smart to me. You're not like you're just physically gifted, but you're not smart. That's like boxing 101. Like if you can figure somebody out, they have to make an adjustment after that. That's what I consider IQ as far as boxing goes. And I think the same thing in real life. Like even in like language learning, I see the people that can notice the mistakes that they're making, they can progress way more because they can see those mistakes happen and say, "Oh no, I think it should be like this," and they can reconsider and do better going forward. Versus someone that can never see it and they always have to get corrected. It's like it'll be hard for them to adjust. Driving home after a good weekend, what'd you do, bro? Saw you trying to be active in the group chat. I appreciate it. I just stopped responding because I fucking bro, I sent like three things and nobody responded any of like either time, bro. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna talk. I like last week or the week before that, I sent a voice note to everybody and I said, hey, like we gotta participate, man, because You know, Trevor always sends voice notes. Nobody responds to him. Dev sent like a GTA 6 thing. Nobody responded to him. So I sent a voice note. I said, hey, we got to respond, man. We got to talk more. People said, cool. Like the next three things I sent, there was zero responses. And it's not even, you know what, like if it's like a meme or something like that, I'm like, whatever. But the very last thing I sent, I asked people what were they working on, what were they struggling with, and to tell me, and I'll make it the lesson of the day. And no one responded. So I was like, all right, bro. Like, I just closed what's up. I was like, what? And then I checked it in like 2 or 3 days, and I saw y'all talking up in there. Somebody, I don't know if it was Alex or you, somebody mentioned me, but I was like, it's already been like 2 days. I'm not even gonna respond to that shit. But like I said, I saw you and Trevor talking. I listened to your voice note where you said you said something to the effect of you think that I wanted y'all to get more active and talk more. So I appreciate it. Like I always tell y'all, man, we can only get better by doing the action. You know what I mean? Like being in the group just to be in the group is it doesn't do anything for anybody. You know what I mean? In the last few weeks, and this is not like a shot at you or anything, but the last few weeks, it's just been like you and a few other people, coming in and saying like, "Oh, I did this class. This class was good." And that's good. I want you to do that. I want you to do whatever it takes to get your Spanish better. But like if we just come to the chat to say I'm doing great on my own, then it's like what purpose is the chat serving? You know what I mean? Like we should be doing things in the chat. That's why I always try to send transcriptions or whatever. Cause like I tell y'all, I'm like, I'm gonna work on mine regardless of if this chat exists or not. And I'm sure you will, and I'm sure Dev or whoever, Alex will too. Um, but that's my point. If we're all just doing stuff individually and we never talk in the chat, then the chat like it has no purpose anymore. So that's why I always try to stop it from dying. And we have some good spurts, which is why I've never closed it. Cause like there'll be days where everybody's talking. People were like, yo, give me a transcription. They'll do three in a row, blah, blah, blah. But then like 3 days later, like nobody's up in there talking. And I'm like, what's going on, man? I think what you and D were doing a while back where you did like a daily voice note, I really liked that. I thought that was like the best thing to happen in the group chat before D left. Um, Even if they were short, just doing daily voice notes. Honestly, I was hoping Alex or Nelson would help tutor us. Well, I think Alex would. I don't know about Nelson. Nelson probably would. But I know Alex would, but you have to ask him though. I think Alex is probably like me in that sense. The only reason I feel super comfortable correcting you guys is because it's my group. You know what I mean? I created it. I know if you join the group, that's what you want. So every time I see something, I'm like, hey, it should be this. Alex is probably not gonna do that unless you say, Alex, what do you think about this? Did I say it correctly? Blah blah blah. Because I can't remember now. It's been too long, but there was something you said and that Trevor said, two different things that I bet Alex knows to correct, but he didn't because you guys were just having a conversation and correcting people is like it's awkward, bro. Like if you're not in like a designated role as a teacher, it feels weird to correct people because it's like you're gonna interrupt the conversation and it feels like it's gonna make the person stop talking. Honestly, that's what it feels like. So, but I will, when I get done with this stream in like 30 minutes or so, in the chat, I will tell you something. I will tell you something about what you've been saying. I mean, I could tell you right now if you want me to, but. Bum, 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 bum. I'm here now. Well, I don't remember the exact sentences you said, but I could tell that you were doing like an English to Spanish translation, and like, let's just say, I don't remember what the word was that you used, but I know that the descriptor, I'm gonna call it the descriptor. You were saying poco this, right? Poco this. And in your head, you're thinking, little tired, little this, the group's little quiet, you know what I mean? But if you put that word like that, then it seems like you're saying it's not a lot of this. Unless you say un poco, right? What kind of diet would you recommend for someone hard stuck at 140 but trying to make 160? Well, T Dog, it's not a matter of the kind of diet, it's the amount of food. If you're hard stuck at 140, you don't know how much food you're eating. That's just the truth. And you ain't eating enough food. If you knew how much food you were eating, you could easily bump it up and you'll be at 160 and however soon you want it to be. I went from 140 to 175 in the summer, bro. Watch one guy, one basketball. I don't know what that is, but it don't sound like something I want to watch, bro. It sounds way too close to two girls, one cup. Facts, I don't know, but I've been eating everything and it don't feel like I'm moving up. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. I've been a personal trainer and a strength and conditioning coach, either or, for more than 10 years now. That's crazy to say. I remember when I first started. But anyways, two things are always true. Skinny people always say they're eating a lot and they ain't eating shit. And bigger people, bigger people always say they don't eat that much and they be eating a lot. So the first thing I do when I have clients that want to gain weight or lose weight, I just for a week I have them get like My Fitness Pal, Macro Factor, I think the other one is, or Lose It. I have them get a basic tracking app and track how much they eat so they can see and be like, yeah, this ain't shit, bro. I had a dude one time, bro. I took him from 130 to like 175. And when he was 130, he would tell me, like, bro, I eat 6 meals a day. I eat all day, bro. I can't gain weight. Bro showed me his food log after a week. I'm like, Kevin. His name is actually Kevin. I'm not telling you his last name, so it's cool. I said, Kevin, you eating fucking yogurt. Like, you're eating berries. Like, you're eating 6 times a day, but this is not, you're not going to gain weight, bro. Like, in total for the whole day, you're eating 1,200 calories. Like, you're not going to gain weight like that. And he's like, but I'm eating 6 times a day. I'm like, but you ain't eating shit, though, bro. Bro, I had this motherfucker eat Jersey Mike's. That's what I had him do. We were lifting heavy, eating Jersey Mike's. I was like, bro, if you eat Jersey Mike's one time, it's gonna be more than all that shit you ate in a day. Nah, he started gaining so much fucking weight. Motherfuckers was like, hey, yo, Kevin don't look like a stick no more. Cause bro, he was a grown man. He was like 5'11", 130, bro. I'm talking about bones, bro, like straight bones. And so when he got up to like 160, people were like, yo, Kevin type swole. I'm like, nah, he's not swole. You just used to see him be so skinny. But yeah, I feel like I'm Kevin. That's a lot of people, bro. And like I said, it's the same thing the other way. A lot of people think they don't eat a lot, or they might not eat a lot on a daily basis. But let me give you an example of what the typical American does. Let's just say, let me bust my calculator out so I get this exactly right. Where's the calculator at? All right, I'm gonna use arbitrary numbers, but I'm gonna tell you what Americans do. They eat 1,000 calories every day, Monday through Friday, right? So 1,000 times five, because those 5 days will give us 5,000, right? And then on Saturday, they eat some crazy shit. They eat 3,000 calories on Saturday, right? So that puts us at plus 3,000 is gonna be 8,000, but I'm gonna type it anyway just to be sure. 8,000. Sunday, they have another party, they drink alcohol, blah, blah, blah. 4,000. That's gonna put us at 12,000, but I'm gonna type it in just to be sure. So, your body does not work on a 24-hour clock. Your body just works by energy. So, during the week, you consumed 12,000 calories. So, I'm gonna divide that by 7. So on average, that's 1,714 calories. That's closer to 2,000 than 1,000. So what happens is these people say, I'm telling you, I damn near don't eat anything during the week. I've been so strict. And all I do is I go outside my diet just a little bit on the weekends. Just a little bit. Bro, one cheat day will fuck up your whole week, bro. If you do it like that, if you eat 2 times the amount of food that you normally eat and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, on both sides of the spectrum, skinny people think they eat a lot and they don't because they might have had one big meal and that's all they thinking about. Like, hey, I ate this huge pizza. Why didn't I gain weight? And the same thing on the other side, people say, I ate fruits and vegetables for 5 days straight. I should have lost weight. Bro, on Saturday, you ate 5 pizzas and drank 3 bottles of wine. Caleb Edits, what's up? Hold on, my wife texted me. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so that's a pretty common thing. Like I said, that's how I get my clients to track it. If they're very, very serious about losing or gaining weight, I try to get people to reframe their thinking anyways. I'm like, let's come up with some strength based goals, some athletic based goals, you know what I mean? Like for skinny dudes, I'll be like, hey, let's come up with some strength goals. Let's say we want to squat this much weight. Let's say we want to bench this much weight. Because if you start lifting heavy, that should make you want to eat more food anyways. You feel me? And then if that don't do it, then we can address it. But I really don't like going straight into let's just eat more food. Let's just do this. I really don't like getting straight into that. If there's ways we could go around it and make it a performance based goal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, install a calorie tracking app. I know you said you got to get back to work, but if you don't have me on no other social media, send me an email or something, man. You don't necessarily have to pay for my training services, but I might be able to help you a little bit. I can help you, just like I'm doing right now. I can help you a little bit for free, and maybe with that little bit of free help, maybe you'll decide you want to come on as a customer. You feel me? So let me know if you need more help. You went on a long walk today, Caleb Edits. That's dope, bro. I went on a long walk yesterday. What's your idea of a long walk? How many miles did you walk? Pork chop sandwiches. I don't eat pork. but sandwiches are cool. Two? Okay, I went on a 3 mile walk yesterday. It was like 3.2 actually, but it was hot. It was hot in Texas. It's been in the 100s all week, man. I don't know where you from, Caleb, that is, but hopefully you ain't in Texas, walking in the Texas sun. Saturday morning, jumped out of bed, put on my best clothes. I guess it's hotter in Killeen because it was in the mid-90s in Houston. Probably. Killeen's weird, bro, because I'm in Central Texas, bro. So, like, when it's hot, it's hot. We don't got no water or nothing around here to help us out. Let's see the weather for Killeen. We could compare. Well, for the next week, it's actually pretty cool around here compared to what it's been. Tomorrow it's gonna be 88. Tuesday it's gonna be 87. Wednesday 88. Thursday 86. Friday it'll be back up to 91. Saturday it'll be back up to 92. So, but it's gonna be raining this whole week. That's the only reason it's a little bit cool. It's better when you go in the afternoon when it's cool. Yeah, I mean, I actually tried to go in the morning. It was just hot, bro. Gotta go. See you in the chat. All right, Rob. Send a message in the chat, bro, so I remember to reply to it. Say something. I don't know what you would say, but say anything so I can see the notification when I get up. Yeah, Florida sucks, man. Florida's too humid. Yeah, nah, not my kind of place. I've been in Jacksonville a couple times. Alligators, mosquitoes, too much going on, bro. People me mugging at the mall with all gold teeth. Not my kind of place, bro. I don't know what part of Florida you live in, Caleb, but the thing too, like I said, you go when it's too cool, you gonna run into mosquitoes. So I like to go out when it's a little bit hot so the mosquitoes ain't out there. You live almost at the lower part? What's the lower part? Miami? Saturday morning, jumped out of bed. No. He just says no. What part of Florida do you live in, bro? Spring Hill. Let me Google Spring Hill. Spring Hill, Florida. Let's see what we got going on in Spring Hill. Let me type in Spring Hill demographics. That'll tell me what kind of place you live in. Population 118,000 people. Median age of 43. You live in a retirement community. The majority of the population identifies as white, making up 70% of the residents. Oh, Hispanic or Latino individuals constitute 20% of the population. White people and Latinos. You definitely live in a retirement community. You only got 3% black people there, 2% Asian people there. It's a retirement community, I bet. That's good. That's very good. Sounds like a nice place to live. You're moving to North Florida. What part of Florida are you moving to? I know you're 10. You told me last time. I remember. I have a very good memory, bro. I actually remember last time you told me, because I kept saying Caleb Edits, you said just Caleb. So I intentionally said Caleb Edits this time. But I'll just say Caleb from now on. I want to know what part of Florida you're moving to. I want to run away. Like the top of Florida, but that doesn't actually tell me where you're moving to. Tallahassee. I'm gonna type in the top of Florida into Google and see what it says. The top of Florida. The top of my stomach hurts is the top search. The top of my stomach hurts. Right next to Georgia. That does not tell me where you're moving to. You don't know what it's called. That's what it is. You're moving into the Florida Panhandle. But what part, though? Man, I'm tired, guys. I think I'm only gonna last until 10:30, probably. You don't know. You haven't been there in a while. That's fair. You're only 10 years old. I can't expect you to remember that. If I said it, would you recognize it? All right. Let's look at cities at the top of Florida. All right, and actually, let me type in cities in the Panhandle. Oh, I forgot this was a touch screen. No, I didn't mean to touch it. You think it's Jennings? All right, hold on. Let me look up cities in the Panhandle of Florida. Greg Jennings. We got Destin, Pensacola. What? Okay, Destin, Pensacola, Panama City, Port St. Joe, Fort Walton Beach, Panama City Beach, Seaside, Grayton Beach, Pensacola Beach, Rosemary Beach, Milton, Seacrest, Seagrove, Berdeo Key. Jennings? I don't even see Jennings on here, bro. Are you sure? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're not actually in the Panhandle, you just think you are. There will be not much people up there. Caleb, what's your ethnicity? Are you Hispanic? Are you white? Let's see, Emerald Coast, Forgotten Coast. White. Cool. So why are you moving to the Panhandle? Why are you moving? Did your parents say why you're moving? There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. Oh, I'm just moving close to Georgia. I know, bro, but usually people move for a reason, not for no reason. I was wondering if your parents said anything like, oh, we want to move because of this. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Who else is still in the chat? Right now, it's just me and Caleb talking. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed. With the word, she can get what she came for. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Oh, if no one else says anything, I'm just gonna keep badly singing Stairway to Heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure. 'Cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. 'Cause my grandpa died, so he moved and now renting a house. Oh man, that's sad. Rest in peace to your grandpa, bro. Makes me wonder. Ooh, makes me wonder. You get kicked out of Guitar Center with that one. Nah, if there was some guitars playing, it wouldn't sound so bad. If there's a bustle in your head, don't be alarmed now. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. Have a great night, bro. Peace. Actually, what is Stairway to Heaven about, Rolando? What do you think it's about, in your professional opinion? The paper is calling you to join in. I remember one time we analyzed some song lyrics. It's been years, though. It's been years. I have no idea what it was. Dun 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 dun. I'm talking about Guitar Center's Forbidden Riffs. Are you familiar with them? No. What? How did I get on the Department of Homeland Security's page? What did I click? That was weird. I think I just opened a portal with my singing, bro. It's crazy. Department of Homeland Security. Well, Rolando, since it's just you right now, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, I'm back. I grew up reading the Bible, so tend to occasionally read theological concepts into songs. Are you reading a theological concept into Stairway to Heaven? I'd like to hear it. Let's see what Reddit says. I want to understand what Stairway to Heaven means. What is the song about? What do the lyrics mean? Is the song about death or fear? It's Led Zeppelin we're talking about here. It's either about sex or Lord of the Rings. To me, the song is about free will. The lady is the subject of a song that depicts going down and living by two roads: materialism or intuition. Huh, that's interesting. He basically said that these lyrics have no meaning because he wrote them when he was 23 years old. Here's the thing about art, though. Even if it didn't mean anything when he wrote it, your subconscious is always intertwined in these things, so we can still give it meaning. It doesn't mean anything. Zeppelin were never a band that paid very close attention to the lyrical content of what they were doing. The lyrics of Stairway are just cryptic enough to make you think that there might be something going on there, but there isn't. A lot of times they would just take lyrics from other songs and claim them as their own. Two examples that show they never really paid attention to what they were singing are Since I've Been Loving You and Dazed and Confused. With Dazed and Confused, they changed the lyrics and totally changed the meaning of the song because they didn't understand the interplay between the lyrics and the music, so the song ended up being really misogynistic and kind of rapey. With Since I've Been Loving You, they changed the opening lyrics from working from 11 to 7 every night ought to make life a drag. Now, I know that ain't right. They changed it to been working from 7 to 11 every night. Really makes life a drag. I don't think that's right. It's probably just a bunch of illusions and thinly veiled sexism, like most of their songs. Oh, that's hilarious. Guitar Center kicks people out for playing Stairway to Heaven, Sweet Child of Mine, and others. Why? What's the reasoning behind that? Now I want to Google that. Why does Guitar Center kick you out? Guitar Center kicks people out. Do people actually get kicked out of Guitar Center for playing certain songs? This is a Reddit thread. I've never seen it happen, and I worked there for 3 years. It's just a joke that every beginner guitar player learns Stairway to Heaven, and it's annoying if you work in a music store. My Time of Dying is probably my favorite Led Zeppelin song. The opening guitar riff sounds like Louisiana Swamp Water if Louisiana Swamp Water had sound. Never heard it before. I'll listen when I get off the stream because that's definitely popular enough to get me a copyright strike. I think I'm gonna get off here at 10:30. There's no one else on here. Not that I don't like you, Orlando. I think you're great. But you have my number if you really want to talk about anything. Bum, 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 bum. Na, 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 na. Led Zeppelin got its name from a comment by Keith Moon of The Who said the group would go down like a lead balloon. Oh, that's interesting. Back in the mid-60s, the band name Page was contemplating was the New Yardbirds. That's fucking ugly. I'm glad they picked Led Zeppelin. The New Yardbirds. Quiet Riot got their name when a guy with a thick English accent said they needed a band name that was quite right. Quite right. Quite right. Well, we'll stay on for 3 more minutes. I want to listen to some more old school music. I'm going to listen to that Led Zeppelin track that you mentioned, In My Time of Dying. I never heard that. So that's what I'm going to listen to in about 3 minutes. Bum, 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 bum. And I was supposed to do something else. Did you hear this song recently, or did it pop into your head randomly? What song? It's talking about Stairway to Heaven. Uh, no, I think I sing it pretty frequently. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, along with Barracuda. So this ain't the end. I saw you again today. Had to turn my heart away. Smile like the sun, kisses friend. You're nice solo and Louise. Bet you wanna ambush me. Yeah, there's like a handful of songs, bro, that I probably sing every single day. Why? I'm not sure. I might have autism. I saw a meme that was like listening to the same song 270 something times. And there was a thing behind it, and it was like autism. And I was like, what? I don't actually have autism, but I might have some autistic habits. Cuando te vi por primera vez, te reconocí. Era mejor parte de mi corazón. Listen to Stargazer. Bro, you're gonna have to send me the shit. I'm gonna forget as soon as I end the stream, which I'm about to do in 1 minute. Cuando te vi por primera vez, te reconocí. Eres la mejor parte de mi corazón. Yeah, you gotta text me those, bro. But I'm about to get off because I got some stuff to do. I'm supposed to text somebody or do something, and I cannot remember what I'm supposed to do. But I'm sure it'll come to me right as I'm about to fall asleep, and I'll be like, "Fuck." So we'll see. But I'm getting off of here. Rolando, send me the songs.